This is an orthokeratology case where the patient's worn lenses for a few years and seems to have shown a little bit of myopic creep. And so new lenses were designed, dispensed, and the post-wear topographies for those show that the lens is decentering inferiorly. Patient also has poor vision, and it didn't seem to get any better with OR. One thing I like to do when I encounter patients where vision is reduced and an over-refraction is not helping is to have the patients put the lenses on and assess acuity there and see what kind of over-refraction we get with the lenses. If I bring up the designs, the most recent one is on the right side and the earlier one on the left. Between the right and left eyes, one of the differences I see is the bevel lift is a lot less with the new lenses, and a more of an edge lift will help the lens to ride a little bit higher. So that could be one of the reasons why the lens is flipping downward a little bit. One other observation with the lenses is the return zone, the ring is really thin. The thin rings look nice. They look nice and sharp. But when they're really thin like that, it leads me to believe that the patient hasn't fully molded into these lenses. And we can see a little bit of a double zone here and then here also. So I think with time, you may get a little bit of change to this topography. I'm not sure that the lens is going to ride any higher, but I think the topography could change a little bit. The quality of the vision may improve a little bit too. That said, I think it is good to try to get this lens to ride up a little bit higher than it is. And if we go back to the edge here, I think one way to do that is to lift this up. So if we go to the original lens, we can see that there's about 15 to 16 microns of lift there and 3.2 there. With the new lens, we're at 0.8 and 4.9. So we can probably bring this up in 100% mode. Now we're at 14. Okay, so now our edge is at about the same as the previous lens. And if we look at this one, we're at 3. And what was this one? This one is at 3. So I have a more similar edge profile now compared to the original lens. As far as the vision goes, you've built in the diopter power that the patient was not getting corrected with most recent lenses. And maybe you just need to let the lenses settle over time a little bit more and see where it ends up. As far as taking the patient out of lenses and restarting, that's definitely an option, but I don't think 2 weeks is going to be enough time. I've had to wait in some cases 6, even 8 weeks before a patient's cornea has really returned to baseline. I have made the mistake of starting too early sometimes, and the results are just not very good when switching. And this is mainly when switching patients from a non-wave lens into a wave lens. Not allowing sufficient time for the washout has really caused me some problems with some previous patients. So I recommend, if you're really going that route, to be very patient, just explain to the patient that it's going to take some time to do that. But I think if you get this lens to ride up a little bit higher, the increased demand built in, I don't see any reason why the patient's not going to get good vision. One other change was the lens went from G-SIM to freeform, and in doing so, it changed the sagittal depth of the lens about 60 microns. It's a little bit more now because it changed the edge profile, but that change is, I'm not sure why there's such a big change in that lens. With this type of cornea, I think G-SIM would be fine. And if G-SIM was fitting well previously, just that the vision was not really good, then I wouldn't be opposed to leaving this lens in G-SIM either. But at the very least, I would change the edge profile to see if this lens will tuck under the upper lid a little bit better and center better on the cornea. So hope this helps. and good luck with this patient.